After $1 trillion in development-related aid in the last 60 years, real per capita income today is lower than it was in the 1970s. The traditional aid model simply hasn't worked very well. In response, you had the Bretton Woods institutions, the IMF and the World Bank, push this mantra of free trade, not aid. Yet, the empirical evidence shows mixed results. And we simply do not have conclusive evidence that free trade has led to economic growth. The newly prescribed silver bullet everyone is talking about is microcredit. Give a woman $200 to buy a goat, and that will solve all our problems in Africa. I want to challenge the traditional approach to how we think about solving some of these economic issues in Africa and argue for what I call building Pan-African giants. Consider Mo Ibrahim, who in '98 founded Celtel, which was the first mobile cellular provider on the continent. At the time Mo founded Celtel, the thoughts on succeeding by selling mobile phones to poor people, it was seen as so contrarian that he was actually offered licenses for free in a lot of places. Mo, at the time he sold Celtel in 2004, was present in 14 African countries with 24 million subscribers. Extraordinary success. He built a Pan-African business against the popular ideas around doing business in Africa and sold it for multiple billions of dollars. This Mo model, I argue, might be better than the everyman entrepreneur model. We seem to be, the microcredit proponents seem to be fixated on this romanticized idea of every poor person in Africa as an entrepreneur. But this Mo model might actually be better than the everyman entrepreneur model. Because what it does is it creates a more sustainable ways of growing the continent. And it also provides a way to create jobs, which is badly needed. Consider this thought experiment. Let's say you have 500 banana farmers, and I give each of them $200. They can now dry surplus bananas and get, call it 15% extra revenues. Or scenario 2, where instead of giving $200 to the 500 banana farmers, we pool all the money together and give $100,000 to one savvy entrepreneur. And she then sets up a banana processing factory, which provides 40% additional income to the banana farmers and creates 50 additional jobs. Through my company, Golden Palm Investments, we actually invested in the second scenario and backed a 26-year-old entrepreneur called Eric Mutomi to set up an agro-processing company called Stawi in Kenya. Stawi is leveraging economies of scale and using modern manufacturing processes to create value for not only its owners of the business, but for its workers who have a stake in it. Stawi is able to create jobs, is able to create value, is able to help solve the issues of food security. In my work and in my travels, now having spent time in 41 of the countries on the continent, meeting with entrepreneurs, interviewing them, looking at different business models, there is a remarkable wave of change going on the continent, especially with young entrepreneurs. I've met incredible people like Samuel Mwangi in Kenya, who actually didn't even go to college or university, but was able to leverage internet access to teach himself from taking free courses online how to assemble electronics together. And today is a leading LED manufacturer in East Africa. From people like him to social entrepreneurs like Saran Kaba-Jones, who's currently in Liberia and has built an incredible infrastructure to provide clean water and is using that infrastructure to now fight Ebola. Ebola, to me, it signifies this lack of investment in health systems. And that is actually why you had a Nigeria, which had a more robust health system, being able to survive it, versus a Liberia, which didn't have enough health systems, struggling with containing the issue. And in the context, you look at the continent of, we have 11% of global population, 26% of the global disease burden, yet we have less than 5% of healthcare workers. And so there's an incredible opportunity for entrepreneurship to set in to solve some of these problems we have on the continent, to create business models around it, and to do it in a way that's sustainable, in a way that develops the local economy, in a way that can create jobs, that can solve problems, and that can create great returns for investors and for shareholders and for all the parties involved. And that's why we're moving back, actually. As soon as Ebola dies down in Liberia, we're going to move into Liberia and we're going to invest in healthcare opportunities there. So in short and in sum, I think we need to really look at how can we build Pan-African models that can leverage the scale of the continent. How can we do so in ways that solve local problems to create sustainable, differentiated business models? And how can we create jobs for the 1 billion young people that are going to be born in the continent between now and 2050? In some ways, we are blessed as a continent to have more problems than anywhere else in the world. And this, to me, creates opportunities for all of you here to help people like me and young people across Africa to figure out how can we come up with the solutions to create an Africa that we'll all be proud of. Thank you.